Mapping the ocean floor. So, early misconceptions about the ocean floor. First off, until the mid 1900s, most people believed the ocean floor was essentially flat. They basically had all this sediment, and basically, with the exception of a few like little hills and bumps and things like that, it was mostly flat. They also believed that the oceanic crust was much older than the continental crust, so we thought that the oceans had been there forever, that they were just these ancient things and the land kind of rose out of the oceans or something like that. But they believed that the oceanic crust was much older than the continental crust. But new technology in the 1940s and 1950s showed that both of these ideas were wrong. So all these old ideas about the ocean floor, they were essentially shown to be wrong in the 40s and 50s. So mapping the ocean floor. So a magnetometer is a device that detects small changes in magnetic fields. Okay, so this can be towed behind a ship, and it can record the magnetic fields generated by ocean floor rocks. And we'll talk more about that here in a minute. Now, sonar is a technique that uses sound waves to measure distances. It uses the time that it takes for sound waves sent from a ship to bounce off the ocean floor and return. So with this enabled scientists to measure water depth and map the topography of the ocean floor. So until we had sonar, we really didn't have good maps of the ocean floor. So we'll talk more about these in future videos. But in general, some of the discoveries we had from this, scientists were just surprised to discover vast underwater mountain chains. We called these ocean ridges. These run around the globe like the seams on a baseball. Okay, so a lot of this came from our sonar data. These form the longest continuous mountain range on Earth. And again, in the picture here, you can kind of see it's a lot of these lines that are kind of all the way through here. That's part of the mid-ocean ridges. This is the mid-Atlantic ridge coming down through here. This is a mid-ocean ridge here. So these run around the Earth like the seams on a baseball. Now, these are up to 65,000 kilometers long and 3 kilometers above the ocean floor. So you have the ocean floor, which would be about 11 kilometers down at the lowest points, like the Mariana Trench, right here. But you have these mountain ranges that are 3 kilometers tall sitting on the ocean floor. Earthquakes and volcanism are common along these ridges. So along these mid-ocean ridges, we have a lot of volcanism. You have a lot of volcanoes. You got a lot of earthquakes in this area. It's very geologically active. Also discovered trenches, which are deep valleys in the ocean floor. Some of these are thousands of kilometers long and several kilometers deep. The deepest is the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean at 11 kilometers deep. So we discovered that the ocean floor is, in fact, not flat. There are mountain ranges, there are deep valleys, etc., all over the floor. Just to point out where some of these ridges and trenches and stuff are. Some of the more common ones are the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which kind of runs right through here. The East Pacific Rise is another common one we'll talk about. It's right here. Mariana Trench is basically located right here. Okay, and then you got a bunch of these other ones in here too. But those are the 3 most common ones that we end up talking about.